Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The political storm between President William Samoei Ruto and his deputy is no longer speculation. All of us know that the president and his deputy are no longer friends. They're not reading from the same page. Those who are close to the president are accusing Rigathi Gachagua of orchestrating a unity call within Mount Kenya to undermine his boss. And they are saying that Rigathi Gachagua is compelling people to join his bandwagon. That in the event that you refuse to be part and parcel of this unity call, you automatically become his enemy, and he threatens people even physically. Kimani Ichung'wah has been charged to ensure that he checks the deputy president, and he has made it his duty to attack him left, right, and center. In fact, the president has identified members of parliament who rallied together behind the Interior Minister Kithure Kindiki to take over from Gachagua as the Mount Kenya spokesperson. And indeed, they have also said that Kithure Kindiki will now coordinate government projects and government affairs because they feel Rigathi Gachagua has gone too far to undermine his boss. Kimani Ichung'wah is on record as asking the president to kind of kick out Rigathi Gachagua because he was telling the president to shake off a snake in his government. And many political pundits believe that the snake that Rigathi Gachagua was talking about is none other than the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua.
Give a man power and money, then his true character shows up. And I guess that is what has happened. When people got power, they got access to state resources, then their true characters came out. Why would you, if you hold high office, be so petty and vindictive with leaders because they are not kneeling before you and hailing you as the king and the greatest of all? Because of this desperation and attempts to intimidate them, because you are desperate to pull people together from a region so that you may use the levers of that region and the people, one, as a shield and a mask to mask your true character, and two, to blackmail government and the president.
Out of humility, that you help us to coordinate our development projects. Because when we look at you, we have seen a leader who is focused and a leader who will not be mixed up in the current day politics where people want to mobilize on the basis of ethnicity for their own selfish and parochial interests. We want you, Waziri, to focus on unlocking all our development projects. When the time comes for politics, Waziri, we shall do the politics. But the politics we want to come back to our people and do is the politics of development. Is the politics of coming to these people wajisikie uko nyumbani. Na usikubali kuuziwa uoga. Najua uko kwenye Tharaka nyinyi hamnunuangi uoga. Hata hapa Kiambu usiuziwe uoga. Wewe ni Mkenya kama Wakenya wengine. Na ile kazi umepewa na rais ya National Government Coordination is what we said as members of parliament. We want a linkage between that National Government Coordination and the needs and aspirations of our people. You are that linkage that will connect our needs, our aspirations as the people of this region and the national government and ensure that all our development projects are implemented to completion.
But I want to tell you, Excellency, take heart. Haya mambo yote, yale majina yote utaitwa, yale matusi yote utatukanwa, just get this country to the shore safely. Because if you trust in God, and the Lord that has gotten you to where you are and gotten our country to where we are, will deliver this country and get us to shore safely, and we'll be a safe and prosperous nation. Don't be afraid. Shake off the snake. That viper on your hand, Your Excellency, the viper, the snake in your government, please shake it off. Shake it off, Your Excellency. Shake it off, not for your own sake so that it doesn't bite you. shake off the snake on your hand so that your hand may do what the Lord purposed that hand to do.
The question that many Kenyans are asking is, will William Ruto rather take the advice from his allies like Kimani Ichung'wah to engineer any ouster of his deputy? Can he sponsor a vote of no confidence? Because for a deputy president that you have accused of sabotaging you, he's supposed to be the principal assistant. But in this sense, you say he's the one who is trying to topple your government. Will he? Because many would expect that William Ruto would engineer a vote of no confidence against Rigathi Gachagua so that he can be voted out. But I want to submit to you in this channel that despite all the things that are going on in this government, between the president and his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua will not be impeached. There shall never be any impeachment motion. And I will tell you the reasons why I believe that this will go on and no one will touch Rigathi Gachagua. Before we do this, subscribe to our channel if you're watching us for the first time to help us grow together. Please click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. You can give us likes on this channel. And to all our returning subscribers and all our supporters, I want to thank you for that support. I don't take it for granted. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I believe Rigathi Gachagua is going nowhere is because of Uhuru factor and Mount Kenya unity. Rigathi Gachagua has touched the ground and is resonating well with the people of Mount Kenya. The more they accuse him of trying to undermine the president with his unity call, Rigathi tells them that every politics is local. And Rigathi is asking, why is it wrong when I call for unity of Mount Kenya? Yet when people like Natembeya talks about unity, it is not a crime. And so if William Ruto would impeach Rigathi Gachagua today, Rigathi Gachagua will be left to play a free role. And there is fear that they could unite with Uhuru Kenyatta, they could unite with the Mount Kenya businessmen, they could unite and start giving William Ruto headache. They will start exposing the projects that were launched by Uhuru Kenyatta, and William Ruto has relaunched them. They will start reminding Mount Kenya the promises that William Ruto gave to them. And you see, when you have two enemies now ganging up against you, then they will tell their people that, you know, Uhuru warned us and we thought that Uhuru was wrong. Rigathi will tell them, I have now worked very closely with William Ruto, and I have realized that this man does not want that does not like Mount Kenya. And they will work together, and Rigathi will tell them, I now realize that Uhuru was right. They will start you remember the meetings, Limuru 3, Limuru 4, you know, such kind of Limuru declaration. And because the people resonate well with this kind of unity call, it will be very bad for William Ruto if you give Rigathi Gachagua that free role to start campaigning, because Rigathi Gachagua does not care. The more you tell him that, you know, you need to be a national leader, he doesn't care. He wants, you know, it is like he has decided he will lose anything and everything, but not Mount Kenya. So impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, he will look for like-minded leaders like Martha Karua, Jeremiah Kioni, and they might even come up with a Mount Kenya party, one single party. But that is what they will start looking at. They will call upon all the parties, those who are like-minded, people like Waititu, people like Kabogo, you know, all those. And they will tell their people, we have seen the danger of being divided. Let us now form one united party, even if it is called Udhamaki. And you know how difficult that is, because that party will help them negotiate for power or just contest in 2027 to spoil for William Ruto. So I believe that William Ruto knows very well the implications. Number two, there is uncertainty of votes from Raila's strongholds. You know, William Ruto is really banking on Raila's support. He believes Raila will clinch the African Union Commission seat, and that will go up to 2026 or 7, I think. And if Raila goes there, he believes Raila will not contest. He will not come back to participate in local politics. With that, he believes that Raila will hand over his political strongholds. The problem is this: they might have had an agreement with Raila Amolo Odinga. You might have given Raila Amolo Odinga the positions, the positions of Minister of Energy, of Finance, Blue Economy, and all that. But does it resonate with the electorates in Nyanza, in Western, by giving people like Opio and I and John Mbadi and the Attorney General? Is that enough for the people who are on the ground? Because they feel the atrocities. Some of them have been killed over the years. The the cost of living is just too hard for them. And so William Ruto understands that politics is dynamic and is not very sure for now that if he impeaches Rigathi Gachagua and they make a U-turn and they rebel against him, he will automatically get the votes from Nyanza and the Western and the Coast. Those people might tell Raila, because once Raila is out of the picture, they might tell him, don't decide for us, we will decide for ourselves. They can decide to back Kalonzo Musyoka. Or another heavyweight can just come up. Maybe they can decide that the Gen Zs especially can decide that we want to rally our support, around Okiya Mutata. And then the supporters, the electorates from Nyanza and West and Western and Coast might decide we are going for Okiya Mutata. So William Ruto is not very sure about the support of Raila's strongholds. So he must play cool, he must play safe, so that as we approach 2027, he does not want to touch on Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua has become a people's people from Mount Kenya. He's endearing himself to them. So with that uncertainty, he cannot mess up with Rigathi Gachagua. Raila Amolo Odinga, for example, might even decide to tell his people, let us support Kalonzo. Kalonzo supported us for long, and therefore let us try him. With that, because Raila's declaration sometimes carries weight, it is only that Ruto has messed up. So if Raila decides to throw his weight behind Kalonzo Musyoka, a majority of his supporters might just support him. So William Ruto is not very sure about the votes. There's a general feeling that Rigathi does not care. Rigathi says he's a truthful man. If you impeach him, he can decide to burn the house. He can decide to tell the people that I will leak the secrets of what happened, how we took over power, the mismanagement of elections, the rigging, because you saw how Rigathi Gachagua messed up Uhuru when they were taking oath of office. He does not care. Today, he goes around telling people that you cannot cheat all the people all the time. Kenyans are now wiser than you think, and you can't continue hoodwinking them. So there's that fear that if you mess up with Rigathi Gachagua, he cannot take it lying down. But just decide, for example, even if it is a lie, that I know that the votes were rigged in 2022, and you know that we're sitting in a time bomb. Anything that can trigger demonstration and all that is something that William Ruto would not want. Now, the Rigathi Ruto beef is helping Ruto in a way. It helps William Ruto to keep all the other leaders waiting. Maybe people like Kimani Ichung'wah, Kithure Kindiki, Anne Waiguru, and Ndindi Nyoro are being told, tulieni, relax, because I'm working on something. This man is really a bother to me. Once I decide to kick him out, he will be the next. You will be the next running mate, or you will replace him. Because the manner in which Kimani Ichung'wah is misbehaving, I have a feeling that he has been promised something. When Rigathi Gachagua still disagrees with his boss, the boss has a way of dangling, a carrot before those mouthy Mount Kenya leaders and telling them, you will be my man, you are my mouthpiece there, you are the beloved. So continue checking on Rigathi Gachagua. Because if this fight ends today, then you will not see leaders ganging up and saying, oh, we want to support Kithure Kindiki and all that. So it keeps him, keeping them busy. It helps them keeping them busy, those busy politicians. The last one, this helps William Ruto to keep Kenyans on a diversionary path. When there is a lot of corruption, Adani deal, killings, kidnappings, what happens is that when Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto disagrees and Rigathi is pulling from the opposite direction, then they grab headlines. People try to compare what happened between Uhuru and Ruto and now what is happening, and it makes news, thereby giving them an alternative. Because if people would focus so much, all the newspapers, the mainstream media, social media, people are focusing on corruption and wastage and kidnappings, this will trigger emotions and people would even plunge to the street again against William Samoei Ruto. So if they would want something that can keep Kenyans busy, writing, reading, commenting on, and what is the best thing to do than a disagreement between Rigathi Gachagua and William Samoei Ruto. And that's why I'm thinking that Ruto will not dare impeach or rather engineer or initiate any kind of an impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua.